Hi, Hallie. So that last question that we were working on about Paul and his cable bill and stuff, that was really interesting. Remember there was a term in there that I didn't understand and I wasn't sure what they were getting at. So I'll tell you what I did. I cheated. I went to ChatGPT, and this is not cheating. I think it's GPT, okay? And I found out last week that you can actually do a screenshot. You don't even have to be able to copy and paste or type it in. You can actually do a screenshot and upload it into the ChatGPT and then press play or whatever, and it will give you a full solution and explain everything just from that screenshot. So that's what I did to learn it, and I learned it. And so what I found out was these proportions that they were giving us, the proportion of E, that was 0.40. That's the proportion of the utility bill due to the electricity amount that's used. The P of T, that's the cable bill that's due to the television service that we're paying for, like our cable TV. And then they give us the correlation P of E comma T, and that's the correlation between electricity usage and television. And so that would be like 40% electricity and 60% television if you broke it down between the two, okay? So 0.4 for electricity and 0.40 is the correlation between the two of them, sorry. So let me take that out. Okay, so that's the correlation between the two of them. We need this value only for calculating our standard deviation at the very end. I'll show you how we do it, okay? So you should have formulas and slides, which I don't know, but I can show you what they are, and then maybe you can match those up with your slides. So what they're asking us to find and fill in your WebWorks is the mean of E plus T. So we have to find the mean of E and the mean of T. And they also want the standard deviation of E plus T. So again, we have to find the standard deviation of both of those separately. And so the mean of E is just the proportion of E, which is at 0.4, times the number U for the utility, the total amount that you're paying for utilities, whereas the mean from T is the proportion of T times NC, which is your cable bill. So we have PE is 0.40, and we know that we spent $110 on that portion of the bill. And so that comes out to $44, I think. And so here we have 0.65 for the television times the amount that we paid for the cable, which was $160. And that comes out to, what does that come out to? I did multiply it, 104, I think. And so if you want the mean of both of those added together, just add the 44 plus the 104 and get 148 for your total for that part, okay? So that's really straightforward. It's just like that was such a wordy question and there was so much terminology in there. But if this is what it breaks down to, that they're just asking for the mean of the electricity and the mean of the television services separately out of the utility bill. And so the next part is where they're asking us to find the standard deviation. And that's a little harder. So if we want to find the standard deviation for E for the electricity, then that's sigma, right? Remember that the variation is sigma squared and the standard deviation is sigma. And so the formula for that is, it's like P times Q when we used to do it in school, right? Like P is 0.40 for the electricity, so Q is 1 minus that, and so we get 0.60 for that. And so we just take those two values, 0.40 times 0.60, and we multiply that by that NU number again, the 110, and that's going to give us our standard deviation for the electricity part of the bill. So that's 24, so 240, 264, 26.4, and then you're going to square root it. And then when we do the same thing for the television, sorry, I should have put a little e here, and we want that standard deviation, we're going to use exactly the same formula, but this time our p was 0.65, and that makes our q 0.35 because it's 1 minus. So we're doing 0.65 times 0.35 times a different amount, right, $160. And so then you can work that one out and get your standard deviation, okay? So what they are asking for you to enter in the boxes for your answers. The first one was the mu of e plus t. The second one is the standard deviation of both of them. Or was it the variance? I don't have the question in front of me. I think it was the standard deviation. And so in order to get the standard deviation of both of them, there is a new formula, and I'm trusting that you guys have this formula. I haven't seen this one before. I had to get it right off of ChatGPT. So they did it like this. They did E plus T for the variance, and that's equal to the variance of E plus the variance of T. So that's just going to be these guys unsquare rooted, okay, like just before you square rooted them, plus 2 times that correlation proportion, and then we multiply that by sigma of E and sigma of T again. So you already have this, and this, and this was given, and the question is 0.4, right, the correlation one. So if you put all that in, you're going to get the variance, and then if you take the square root of that, you're going to get the standard deviation of E plus T. So just take whatever number you get, put it in your square root sign. And according to ChatGPT, again, you should get 9.36 for that, okay? So for a question like that, I would definitely write out that example with all of the information step by step, so that if you had to do one on a test or a quiz, you could follow it step by step also, and it would make more sense to you.